Hi everyone, my name is Ismael Rodriguez Foronda, for those of you who dare try it. If not, will be fine for me. I am one of the co-coordinators for the University of Birmingham's Plant-Based Universities campaign, and I've been doing activism basically from a year ago. This camp was the thing that mobilized me, this camp was the thing that inspired me, and all of the wonderful people that came here, like you, are the reason why we have achieved so much at Birmingham, and why, I've been inspired by so many people. So thank you for everyone who was here last year, and thank you for all who came this year. I really am excited for what we're going to be doing this year coming up. In this last year, I've been involved in plenty of things, a couple of National Animal Rights Day marches, Camp Beagle, Anonymous for the Voiceless, Animal Rising, and of course, Plant-Based Universities. I myself went vegan in 2020, just before the pandemic, and since then, the only real thing I'd done was, with Imogen and Ilishka, we restarted the Vegan and Vegetarian Society at our university. Other than that, there hadn't really been much. But after VCO and after the Plant-Based Unis camp, we sat the whole of the time in the activism tent. We saw some of the beautiful speeches delivered by Animal Rising, and I, at least, was incredibly inspired to come and check out what this camp was about. So we came here, and you will see throughout this week exactly why, we started doing what we did. But at the end of it, the campaign at the University of Birmingham was born. So what did that look like? It looked like Imogen and myself being a little bit confused and overwhelmed. There's a university of 4,000 students, 40,000 students, 50,000 if you include the staff around it. So we didn't really know where to start. A lot of the documents were outdated. A lot of everything was just incredibly just random. Nothing had a good structure. But we started seeing other universities around us, how they were organized, what they had done so far, and we took a little bit of inspiration. So we saw that UCL had the incremental win of the trials for oat-free milk, and that's one of the almost suggestions, rather than a demand at that time, that we went to our guild president with. It was an initial meeting, and we believe she was vegetarian. We're not fully sure exactly, but she was 100% on our side, and that gave us a little bit more of an inspiration to keep going. And she said she would try to get this kind of like in the works for us. We talked about all of the different possibilities that we could do, such as submit a motion, or join and become a student union affiliated organization or something like that. And that's when things really started to kick off. We started doing meetings with the ethical and environmental officer at the University of Birmingham, the campaigns officer, and then we started talking to a lot of people all over the place. We made maybe not the best choice, or maybe it was the best choice, I fully can't tell you, but we didn't go through the first round of submitting the motion. I think it was a good idea because it gave us a little bit more time to get everything we needed together. But we had our first vote. We made a submission, and they told us that the vote for the Plant-Based Universities motion would be around April or May, more or less. So we had a date, and we had a little kind of time to prepare and get as many things together as we could. So that's when more meetings and more things happened, and that's when we started to do campaigning. I'm sure you've seen plenty of pictures, maybe of us, maybe of some of the other universities, leafleting and doing things like that. What that entailed was us with a little table, fruit, cookies, brownies, whatever we could, to incentivize students to come up and talk to us, just talking to them about anything that we could. We got some really nice feedback from some people. We obviously had a couple of people who didn't even believe in climate change, which is really funny to see at a university. And of course, we had some professors as well that were really interested in the sort of thing that we're doing. So we took all of their names down, and we carried on with the aim of trying to get everyone involved in order to vote at all of these events. Throughout this time, we also had a couple of people who we were involved with. So we talked with companies such as Veganuary, or I guess I'm not sure they're a company for different food providers. We've talked with Bosch. There was a beautiful event that I was invited along in, made in Hackney, where Bosch cooked for us, and we were with Hura. We tried some of the Hura's newest products in the UK. So every time there was something happening, I came to London a couple of times and I met up with campaigners. It's not been something that we've been alone in Birmingham doing. We've had people constantly all over the place helping us, inspiring us, and being with us for along the ride. So all of this I did whilst I was doing a placement. So I was working in recycling for a year, and I was kind of getting off of work at around 4 p.m.-ish, taking the train, running down to the university, and we would set up the stall, and we would try to talk to as many people before the sunset, because this was around kind of like as the days were just starting to get longer. It was kind of hard, getting yourself out there. Maybe one day it starts raining, maybe one day it doesn't. And all of a sudden, we had the vote coming up. It was the last week, and we were all getting extremely nervous. We didn't know what was happening. There was some other controversy happening at the university that was drowning us out, but we campaigned almost every single day. I think it was every single day that last week in the University of Birmingham. The last day it was pouring, so we decided we would go into the buildings with a box of oranges and try to get people, no matter what they did, if they voted, we would give them an orange. So that's what we did, and then we just waited. We waited and we waited and we waited. And a couple of months later, we got invited into a call, and we got told, you can't say this yet, but the vote passed at the University of Birmingham, and we will be supporting you and campaigning with you for a transition to 100% plant-based catering on an incremental basis, starting at 60% and then increasing by 10%. So our Guild of Students is right now doing that work. And since then, we have had some beautiful news come through. We had the oat milk trial, which was received very well across the University of Birmingham, which our guild president managed to get through. We have had the University of Birmingham confirm that they are going to be removing all, I believe it is ruminants from the student-facing menu, and we are looking forward to seeing what else we can do this year. As you can see, this year we have an insane, beautiful representation from the University of Birmingham. Hopefully all of you are motivated to run social with us, paint banners, support other universities around us, and run lots of other events. I'm very excited that we've been able to do this, and this year we also have a little bit of additional help because I was also elected to be the Ethical and Environmental Officer at the University of Birmingham, so I am now leading all things environmental and all things ethical at the University of Birmingham, and I hope that that will give us a little bit of a stronger hand. And I hope that it means that I can see within my last year the University of Birmingham's final plan to go fully plant-based. Thank you very much.